Hi, you guys. Leanne Holitza here at the Healing Studio. Good to see you. It is Sunday and we meet again. I am happy to see a lot of you coming on to YouTube. Thank you for your support there, and thank you for joining early and saying me please. For those of you who haven't done this before or haven't joined me in order to get a card, and will do me please. And as long as I can, I will get to everyone on the feed. The feeds come in from 3 different places, so just be patient with me. If you think you're falling off the list, you probably haven't. You're just down there. So, okay, today we're going to use for the individual readings the Alice in Wonderland deck. Okay, and then we're using the Yantra deck as usual, which is always. And then this is not yet labeled Marilyn Monroe spray from Amanda Ellis, which I'm finding to be very beautiful smelling and just gentle and kind of like charismatic energy. Got some green appetite to keep us motivated. And I am happy to say that we are entering into December of 2024 with hopefully, kind of shifting into more positive space. Some events that are coming up. We've got the December new moon ritual on December 12th. If you're local, there's some sound baths that you can join. The group healings that I do can be joined virtually. There's intention settings and affirmations, which is a virtual hybrid in person. That's getting set ready for 2024. That's happening on December 28th, 6 to 8 on Mountain Time. And then the live Light Council event is January 5th, and that's 6 to 8. Light Council has had a lot to say about some of the things going on chaotically. And so there's really like a real important time period to just like everybody chill, everybody stay out of the chaos. It's easier said than done. I'm really in the chaos at the moment myself. So I'm just trying my best to stay grounded. All right. So let's just see what the week brings. I'm going to put this up just in case anybody wants to check out the events that I just mentioned. All right. So we're starting off. This is the first reading for all of us as a collective, okay, for the week. Okay, as I could attest to, lots of invitation to drama, okay? So doing drama, come on, do it with us, do it with us. There's lots of invitation happening on that right now. So just be aware, you make your choices wisely. Okay, now notice where you are not necessarily being present, where you're kind of just like disassociating, checking out, not able to be present with what's going on because it feels just too hard. Just be aware of those spaces and kind of, it's sometimes it's not necessarily a bad thing to have a space where you just can't engage. You gotta, because your nervous system is just as overtaxed. And then sometimes you're just over engaging in the wrong ways. So this card is kind of asking us to pay attention to that under engagement and over engagement in that emotional drama. Okay. And then we've got the meditation sideways. This is saying be meditative at the end of this week. Be mindful, not do mindfulness, but just really everything has its purpose and point, and every action you're involved in, be mindful. That's towards the end of the week. Okay. All right. So we're using the Alice in Wonderland deck. I often find that they have us doing that when we're kind of like in a consciousness shift where we're trying to learn more about ourselves and who we are. I am going to say hi to a couple of you at the end of the list, just so you know you're at the end, even though I know it's the beginning of this call. Courtney, Deanna, Andrea, Stephanie, and also pay attention, you guys, to the screen bubbles. Your name will come up, but I won't necessarily say your last name. Okay. All right. So let's see. So here's your first card. Okay. So you're going to pick 1, 2, 3. Those of you who are watching later, thank you, by the way, for joining later. And this is also how you can participate in the 1, 2, 3 into the personal week reading. Now, I always tell you guys, if you hear a message that's for you, that's somebody else's name is on the screen, it still probably is for you. And the guides love to push you guys together, get the same card over and over. And we get the same card in the same position 3 times. We are going into some collective message, which often happens in these readings. Okay. So just tune in 1, 2, or 3. If you picked 1, you are falling. You are in the 4. So the other thing about this deck is kind of like what number you're at is kind of where you are in the journey of kind of waking up into a new reality. This says the unknown, descent, momentum, and change. Okay. So for those of you who picked one, you're going to just have to fall. You're going to give yourself rashes if you put your arms out and drag it along the sides. Just draw yourself in and fall. And just know that when you land, you're going to be having the opportunity for a whole new vision on everything that's going on. If you picked two, you got do not drink the poison. Do not do things that are bad for you. Now, this is that drama. This is that just kind of anything that, is inviting you to, chaos or destructive or negativity. It's been big for me. I know that much. So if you're getting invited to those things, this message is don't do it. Don't drink it. Okay. If you picked three, your message for the week is lead the way. Be the leader, show others how it's done. You can help others. This doesn't mean you're responsible for all of them. You can be the most grounded one. If you picked three this week, lead by example, lead for yourself. Don't ask anybody else to have the answers. Okay. All right, let's get going on the individuals. Okay, so CC, you made it to the top. Little hint for all of you watching, you can go to YouTube and you can subscribe and it will let you comment earlier than Facebook lets you comment. So it puts you at the top of the list by coming through YouTube. You can also hit the little bell button, which will help you get notified when I go live. So you don't have to keep track. Okay, upside down, messages for the rabbit. Okay, service to the animal world. So this week, focus on the animals. The animals, they're way less drama. They do drama for fun sometimes, but mostly, you can look to them to see when it's okay to be relaxed or it's okay to let things go. So doing things that help the animals this week will help you. Okay, Barbara. Keeping up. Okay, so you got the 40. So you're at the end of your Alice in Wonderland journey right now. Towards the end, immense effort and advance. So this is kind of like now's the time to put in some action, put in some effort. You are starting to accelerate in some understandings on things, and this is basically saying it's gonna feel like a lot for this week for you, but it's okay. Just know that it's time is somewhat of an illusion, and just participate it with it slight, gently. Okay, Tanya, you're becoming braver. Okay, resilience, experience. Okay, this is growing stronger and fresh perspective. So I feel like been getting this fresh perspective message for a bit. Things are changing. How you think about things today is different than how you're going to think about them later. So this right now, you're still at the beginning and you're getting braver and braver to see what is actually trying to reveal itself to you. Okay, Rob, for you for this week. Keep your temper. Don't let anger rule you. Okay. So this is an opportunity to recognize that you might be letting anger be the thing. Now, anger can be protective and not necessarily bad if it's being used in the right way. But this is just saying don't let it rule you. Don't let it take over how you act. Okay. So be in that awareness this week. Tiff. Mortality, 42. Life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. Okay, so some facing of endings, some facing that when we're in this body, when we're in this reality, it is a linear experience. It does have an end to it, and that's okay. Okay, so this is just this is what helps us live to our fullest, is knowing that it's temporary. Okay. All right, Kelly and Matthew. I don't know. There we go. Kelly, you are at investigate. Look closely, ask questions, think before acting. So this week, ask lots of questions. Don't make assumptions, your guides are saying. Be willing to just keep looking into things. Not everything is as it seems. So taking action to what you think is going on versus what is going on, really important to give yourself a chance to keep asking lots of questions. Okay. Now, Matthew, you're in the nonsense space. Okay, this is where in the story of Alice in Wonderland, this is when she finally just says, everyone around me who thinks they know what's right, who's telling me what to do, who's dictating to me, stop it, knock it off, nonsense. I'm taking control of myself. That's what phase you're in this week. Okay, so just know we're all crazy. All humans are crazy. We all are doing our best. We all think we have more answers than we do, and it's your life to lead, right? Heidi. You are setting your course, okay? You know where you wish to go, have a plan, the right direction, okay? So this week would be a good week to plan. Now, if you add that to what we saw with the Yantra deck, you're being mindful for where you are overwhelmed and lacking presence in your own plan. What's the plan? Give yourself a minute to have a little conversation about that about short term, medium term, long term. What do I think the plan is? What am I doing to keep myself on track? Robin, Austin, Jordan, happy December. Okay, choices, feeling blocked, restrained. Yeah, this week is going to be a blocked week for you, Robin. So just give yourself that acknowledgement, that support that you would need, and don't make a lot of choices until that moves out away, right? So the choices are coming, but there might be more choices if you just wait a minute. Austin, for you this week, you're being asked to I want to be queen. Okay. Stating your sovereignty, declaring freedom, passing a test. So this is that big message of like, you are you and only you can be you and you can be the authority of your own life. So this week you're being very much asked to get into your confidence, get into your authority over yourself, agency over yourself, and see where that takes you. Okay. And Jordan, you're working on laws, not justice, rules that are not fair. Not all the scales are going to balance. Not everything's going to be fair. Sometimes we just have to acknowledge that that's the way it is. I'm actually seeing the image of the Egyptian practice of measuring your heart up against the scales of a feather. And if your heart was lighter than the feather, then you were a light person. It's kind of crazy, right? Measured up against weird stuff sometimes. So just know you might be measured up against unfair things this week. Or you might be doing that to someone else. So be paying attention to that too. Nicole and Seth. Nicole, shine bright like a candle. Okay, you'll make it through this. This is also an endings card. This is a card of rebirth, letting yourself acknowledge that, okay, my candle might go out and that might change how I flicker, and then I can relight myself in a different way. Seth, you've got follow the white rabbit. So you're at the very beginning, just when, curiosity and opportunity. Okay. So something new is going to happen this week that's going to be asking you to not declare what it is, not to decide what it is, but just to be curious and follow it through. Okay. All right. Miranda, wake up. It's your moment. Okay. So for you this week, notice what's yours to do this week. There's going to be lots of things on your plate for you to do. So just see. I mean, it's, it's when you get the wake up call, it's just, you'll know when you know. Okay. Just Taryn and Eli. Taryn, law's not justice for you either. Rules that are just not fair. Okay. So notice where, you might be feeling injustice, and notice that you can let go of that. Sometimes the universe works in bigger pictures, not the tit for tats, and the tit for tats don't always look fair. All right. Eli, for you, you want to be a queen, not standing in your sovereignty, declaring freedom, passing a test. This week, self-confidence, be in your own truth, be who you think you are, be owning that if you think what you are doing and how you're doing it is right, own it. And if you want to change something, it's yours to change, not because someone else tells you to, but just because you want to. All right, Gina. We are all mad here. Everyone is a little different. This card is just being back to that message of, just acknowledge the people around you are crazy. You're crazy. You may think you have more sense than somebody else, and maybe you do at that given moment. But then there's also, the very fact that you're sitting at the Mad Hatter Tea Party, that would maybe make you recognize that you're a little crazy too. Blossoming Lotus, you've got a moment's regret, nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you've made a mistake. So this is just a caution. This week, you might get a little stuck in the past, a little stuck in melancholy, a little bit like, am I doing the right things? That kind of thing. You just know that that's just a tide that's come in, and you're going to move on past it. Heather, use your time well. Every moment counts. This week, you're going to really want to have your time management worked out. Okay, so schedules, plan it out. Plan out what you're doing with your time and why. And notice where maybe you have some time leaks. Okay, all right. Diane, focus for you this week. Growing up, wanting to grow and experience, rejection of perpetual youth. Okay, so this is where she kind of is like, do I always have to have a lesson? And the answer is yes. But how you handle your lesson, you can do it by like, okay, I'm always going to have a lesson and I'm willing to face my lessons. So this week is just kind of like experiencing that like adulting mature energy. Okay. Okay, Karen, you're working on following your own good advice, trusting yourself. You know what's best for you. Okay, so give yourself some room to own that. Reese, you're falling this week. Okay, and that's if you pick number one at the beginning. This is the second time we've seen this card. This is the card I picked this week too, and I'm telling you, it's just a matter of surrender. That's all you're being asked to do is surrender this week. You don't know where you're headed right now. This week is not a clear week on that. Bahar, such a curious dream. This is the end of the Alice in Wonderland deck. So this is basically saying grounding, returning to reality, coming home to yourself. Okay, so anything you could do this week to really focus on yourself. Janice, hope that energy is revived. Follow your own good advice. Trust yourself. Know what's best for you. So see how they kind of stack them together. Karen just got this card. So when they do that, a lot of times they want me to keep going on this information. You can collect up opinions and ideas and even look at what other people are doing and maybe think it's for you too. But at the end of the day, you're the one who is making the choices for your life and it's your life to live. So follow your own good advice and just listen to what you say to others that maybe you could apply to yourself. Janelle, you're at the end. Such a curious dream. Grounding, becoming back to reality, coming home. So again, we just saw this. So back to back. So coming back to yourself, everything that's gone on. Now, what have you learned? And who are you in the end? And who have you always been? And who have you become? Okay. Donnie, you got the right way. So learning to create what you desire. This is you focusing on, this is like using the law of attraction. Okay. It's funny because my 19-year-old was like, I don't really know if that works. Trust me, it does, whether you believe in it or not. The law of attraction, basically, what you focus on, what you pay attention to is what will persist. So is that what you want to keep persisting? If not, change your focus. Okay, Kalina. All in a golden afternoon. You're at the beginning of something. Okay, inspiration, creative spark, imagination. This is really, this is the beginning for you this week. So this week, check in on what's beginning, what's starting, and how can you just really be in the start of something, newborn baby it, like the gentle, vulnerable energies of the beginning. Okay. Kimberly. It's always tea time, eternity, endless moments, repetition. Okay, craziness all the time. See how she's kind of bored with it? She's like, oh my God, how long does this tea last? It's always tea time. So, if you're bored with it, do something to switch it up. I've been having a little bit of insomnia. And somebody asked me, oh, do you get on your phone or what do you do? Oh, I just go explore how I'm hooking myself into the craziness inside myself. And it's plenty entertaining. Anyway, see what you find out in there. Christy, Kira, and Finn. Christy, you've got two. I wonder what will happen next at the beginning of an adventure. Preparing for change. Pausing before action, though. Pause. Hold on. The action is about to start, but not this week. Okay, so it's coming. Do what you need to do. Pack your bags, clean your house, clean out the closet, whatever. The big change is coming, but not this week. Kira, find the lesson, discover the purpose in a situation, and trust you are learning. Okay, so everything is teaching you something so that you can become more of what you intend to become. So just embrace the lessons. And Finn, for you this week, you're being asked to all in the golden afternoon. What is starting out new for you? Just like for Kalina, what starts new? All right, pay attention to the beginning of things. Lisa. Never jam today. Okay. Promises that never come to be, empty words, not living in the now. This is the part where she's like, there's never jam today. Well, if there's never jam today, there's never jam, right? So this is where are you depriving yourself? Where are you depriving others for the ifs and wins? Be in real careful consideration of that. And even where it's being offered to you externally. Okay. All right, Terry. Oh, I shuffled. I did. Never jam today. We backed it up here, so we got to keep talking about it. This is also where we, we are thinking there's fruits of our labors coming tomorrow, always tomorrow. What can you take into today that will help perpetuate the the sensation of success or progress, and not just always dangle a carrot for yourself. Okay. Sonia. Okay, a moment's regret. So same with Melissa. Just notice where you might get stuck in the past, where you maybe think of a mistake you've made, fearing that something's, gone terribly wrong. That's all. It's all an illusion, but just kind of notice where you're getting sucked into the past and what is it that you're trying to retrieve from that past, and see if you can spend the time doing that. Natalie. We are all mad here. This is where everyone's a little different. So remember, this is recognizing that you are just as crazy as everyone else, and we are all doing our best. And what does that even mean to do our best? And just kind of not take it so seriously and not be judgmental about it. Don't judge how someone else is being crazy. Just do your own crazy. Sam. Belong to your own dream, create your own life. See, there's me trying to sleep. Just get in there and see what vision into your life a little more this week. Spend more time meditating, spend more time fantasizing, spend more time journaling this week. Kimberly. You can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present. Okay. This is towards the end of the journey. You've changed. You've changed a lot. Lots of things have changed. Calibrate to that change this week, okay? No, don't go backwards in any way. Jamie, do not drink the poison. Do not do things that are bad for you. Even emotional things and things like that. Don't engage. Just try and distance yourself so you don't get involved in that way, okay? Jess. Changed in the night. You've changed quickly. Okay. So some time to calibrate and integrate that change this week. Okay. Maybe take some time to document how you've changed and what, who you were last week or 2 years ago, how that is significantly changed, and taking some inventory of that. Hillary, you're getting 2 cards. Okay. You got uncertainty and choose who you will become. Yep. Everything is changing, but you just decide who you want to be in the change, along with manage to be glad. Okay. Create your happiness regardless of conditions. So this week might be a little rough, but come back to yourself, still have gratitude for what you can have gratitude for, because, all is not lost in these things. Stephanie, you've got nature communication, flower energetics, okay, and fairy energies and elemental messages. So get outside, play with the outside energies the best that you can. I know I owe you a text back about playing with the ghosts. I'm sorry, just a little chaotic in my world right now, but yeah, just go play with nature and see what comes up. Okay, Andrea. Painting the roses red. Continue covering up your errors. You can't cover up your errors. They're going to grow back the wrong color anyway. And you're just wasting time trying to cover. Just acknowledge what roses got planted. Decide if you want to dig them up and start, or if you just want to accept that it's a different color than you planned. So this week, a week of acceptance for you. Deanna. Finally getting to you guys here. I know 20 minutes in. Hope you guys are still hanging. We're all mad here. 3rd times we've seen it. Okay. So everyone is a little different. And because it's the 3rd time, I'm going to read the little blurb from the book a little bit because it's for all of us now. She's brought it to all of us. It's a focus for her, but focus for all of us as well. So I'm going to read the little story. Ready? But I don't want to go among mad people, Alice remarked. Oh, you can't help that, said the cat. We're all mad here. I'm mad. You're mad. How do you know I'm mad? Said Alice. You must be, said the cat, or you wouldn't have come here. So remember back when Gina got her card about this, it's like, well, if you're there, you're there. You're mad too. So this is kind of realize that you are in an interesting little bit of like bizarreness, and that your consciousness creates that bizarreness just as much as anybody else is. And how do you want to shift that up and not just be a victim of it? Okay. Courtney, you want to be queen? That's the 3rd time we've seen that card too. Okay, so sovereignty. Not only are we mad, but we are sovereign to be as mad as we want or out of it if we want to as well. Here's a little blurb. I don't want to be anyone's prisoner. I want to be a queen. So you will when you have crossed the next brook, said the White Knight. This is basically taking charge of your life, making decisions, declaring your independence. I'm independent. I might be crazy, and that's okay. I'm not going to resist it. I'm my own version of crazy, right? All right, Natalie. focus for you this week? Is it always tea time? Okay, so see the bored little Alice and the checked out people around her. This is just time to pay attention to. You can keep doing this. Repetition, lessons will keep coming until they get learned and tackled. So this week, focus on what keeps repeating, what keeps happening, and what are you trying to figure out, okay? And then we got Marta. Marta, who in the world are you in this whole thing? Getting to know the new you, okay? So recognizing that over time you have changed, over the lifetime you have changed, who people even think you are, just, you might be a little different. You might have done a whole huge internal download and change, and maybe it's just going to take a minute for everyone else around you to learn that as you integrate. Maria, things are getting curiouser and curiouser for you. Discover, inquiry, weirdness, and curiosity. Don't take anything too seriously. Things are going to be strange this week. Things are strange. That's just the facts right now. So I take a deep breath as I'm like, okay, yep, can't get much stranger in my land, that's for sure. All right, Heidi, hope you're healing up. Wake up. It's your moment. You're learning to feel all kinds of feels that maybe you weren't ready for, but this is a good time to process your own healing abilities internally, externally, a little time to receive help, all those good things. All right, it's your moment. Patty, you're going to be focused on all must have prizes. Are you being a people pleaser? Don't be a people pleaser this week. Notice where you might be doing that too much. It's a little bit intense. Okay, Sarah, you're being asked to use your time well as well. We saw this twice, making every moment count. Micromanage yourself if you have to regarding time. Make sure you're spending the time on the things you think are important and that will bring you returns the way you want them to. Okay, Denise, you got covering up mistakes. Okay, painting the roses red. All right, so just accept the mistakes. Don't try and cover them up. Just be in them completely, whatever they are. And they may not have revealed themselves until later in the week. This is your week card. So just pay attention to where you might be trying to cover up mistakes that really you just need to move forward with and accept, okay? Francis, growing up, you're going to be moving into your adult space. Repetition of perpetual youth. You're going to find out how your little kid self is excited and nervous about a move, but can also embrace it and let it be an amazing thing. So good luck with all of that this week. I'm here for you. Ashley, investigate, look closely, ask questions, think before acting. This week, you're going to be asking a lot of questions. Don't make assumptions. Don't do anything before you know the full story, okay? Let yourself just be an awareness of that. All right. Okay, let's do a little December card spread, you guys. And if you're still hanging out and you haven't asked for a card, this is how you get one. Okay, but let's do December. December rolls in with the card of clarity being sideways. We're going deeper with our relationships. We're going deeper with what we're trying to accomplish into December. But there's a lot of clarity work that it is required of us. We are being asked to do clarifying things. Okay? The thing to focus on is where your intuition is being blocked by fear, being blocked by, programming, being blocked by chaos, and the offering of destructive thinking. Okay, so that's you're going to be working on for December, and then into the December. It's funny because it's gift giving season where I am. Liberation. This is a card always about money concerns. Okay, so this is basically saying do things to detach from your money concerns. It's changing, whatever it is, and you're going to let it change because that is what is going on, and there's no resisting it anyways. Okay, so there you go. December, you're going to focus on where your intuition is blocked by fear and programming. Go a little deeper and tighten up those finances. Okay. All right, you guys, I think we did it. So just a reminder, if you want to get onto my channel on YouTube, it'll let you comment earlier, so you end up on the top of the list. But it's also a way to keep track of when I'm going live. So you can go to YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell button, and it'll tell you. Okay, I have a couple people who just joined. I literally have 1 minute left. If you want to meet, please me, I will give you a card. Otherwise, I will say goodbye for now. Oh, okay. Well, I think we might be done. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope wherever you are in the world, it is taking good care of you. And know that this week we're all mad here, but you're focusing on yourself. Okay, take good care. Bye.